Welcome to Bar Perfect's issue spotting and outlining approach. This is going to be a step-by-step process on how to pull issues out of the fact patterns and create subheadings from those issues that you found. What you have in front of you is a green screen. In the exam in California, for the bar exam, you're given green scratch paper, not yellow lined paper, so this is just an extra edge for you to get used to when outlining. The very first thing you're going to do when you get your piece of paper is you're going to draw a line down the middle, creating two main columns. Your facts are going to go on the left side, and anything that you spot or comes to mind, such as issues, elements, law, are going to go in the right column. On the far left is our paragraph indicator. This is a tool that you can use to keep organized and know what paragraphs you're working in when you're issue spotting. The goal is to take your outline at the end of your 20 minutes or so and use this and not have to pull and write from the actual fact pattern itself. On the far right side you have your zero or circle and then X. The circle represents while you're going through your facts and you're pulling them out and you see that they're relevant somehow but you don't quite know the law, you're going to create a circle to indicate that you need to come back. The X is to be used after you've finished writing your exam to go back and check off what you've used. The ones and the twos represent which paragraph the fact patterns are coming from. So we're going to break our paragraphs up by sentence and draw a line after each one. This keeps us organized as well. So what we're going to be working with is the first torts essay. The fact pattern in front of you is a torts fact pattern, mostly intentional torts, negligence. Our plaintiffs are going to be Bill and Jane Mason. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. That's important to read. You want to do a quick read through on your fact pattern to kind of just give you an idea of if this is a racehorse or a thinkum, as many of you have heard or discussed. So give it a good read through, but don't be issue spotting at this point. But this fact pattern, basically upon retirement, Bill and Jane Mason purchased a specially designed custom built mobile home trailer from dealer for $65,000. They make a down payment of $10,000 with a security interest with dealer. They move into the home, they pay rent. Several months later the home is removed by agents from finance. The wife Jane goes into mental distress. Her husband breaks her leg. They erroneously took the trailer back and the trailer gets banged up and some stuff is missing. So that's what we get through a quick read through. That's about as much time as you want to spend on your first read through, about a minute. It's Bill and Jane Mason, and we'll just get right into the fact pattern to see what I'm talking about. So the very first sentence, first paragraph is upon retirement, comma. As you can see, the comma is highlighted in red. The examiners want you to pause after every set of punctuation, connecting words, paragraphs, and sentences. This you need to reflect. Sometimes it means something, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it kind of creates some sort of question mark in your brain. For example, in this case, it's age. I don't quite know the relevance, but I'm gonna spot it out and put it on our right column. We have Bill and Jane Mason. The and is highlighted because we have two people. Just because they're married, you can't lump them together. They'll be common likely in many issues, or in this case torts, but their damages might be different. So Bill and Jane Mason are married, multiple defendants, different damages. Anytime you see married people and you're in the torts, you're going to think loss of consortium. So they purchased. Purchased what? We'll find out in a minute, but by purchasing something, they're a proper plaintiff. They're foreseeable. They've got some sort of standing. They purchased a specially designed, comma, custom-built mobile home trailer. Okay, that's a mouthful for just a mobile home. Well, this is going to be our property. Is it real property we're dealing with? Personal property? Injunction? Specific performance? Any special damages? They bought it from the dealer. And the dealer could be the proper defendant. It's another person. product liability. Anytime that we've got some sort of personal property and in a sale, we want to establish some sort of causation, and what comes to mind is product liability. Remember, at this point in your essay, issue spotting, you're not closing any doors, and this isn't really a products liability exam, but you want to see that these specific facts could raise those issues. And they bought it for $65,000. Anytime that you see a number or value, damages should be going off in the top of your head. So in the second sentence of the first paragraph, they made a down payment of $10,000. Okay? So if I put in 10 grand, I'm out of pocket 10 grand, I'd like that money back somehow. So it's general damages. Compensate me if something happens. And so in this sentence, this is an example of how we've got damages and we have a causation or some sort of link to the defendant. The dealer retained a security interest for the balance of the purchase price. The Masons moved with the mobile home into a space rented from Dream Park. Another mouthful and only the first part of a sentence. Okay? So we've got some sort of landlord relationship. I know this isn't real property, but there are special duties of a landlord when trespassers or invitees or licensees kind of come on your land. It's now also, this fact should show you that mobile home is not necessarily real property. The real property, anything for trespass to land, is established in a space rented from Dream Park, where they paid monthly rent. So they're establishing their right to that the land that anyone might trespass on. All right. So another thing is what is it? Rent. Anytime I see rent, I'm thinking duty of the tenant to pay rent. So we're in our second paragraph. Several months later have gone by. Several things happen over several months. We have a change in the value of their home. They've made several payments. They've rented things. Things may have gone up in value, gone down in value. So the trailer was removed from Dream Park. Okay. So we have some causation. We have an act. Trespass to chattel, trespass to land, conversion, an injunction. When something was removed, we want it back. So multiple intentional torts and parts of our negligence elements are in this 6-word fact part of this sentence. By agents of finance company. Okay. Alarms are going off. Respondeat superior or vicarious liability. So you can see in the second paragraph, the first sentence, we have three potentially large separate areas of torts to discuss. So Bill protested the removal. Okay, he has the right to defend his property. It's a foreseeable defense. He maybe contributed to his injury. He suffered a broken leg. So we have defense of property and suffered a broken leg. So he's defending his property and he's being damaged in this one sentence. We're still not done with it though. So broken leg, special damages, medical, pain and suffering, punitive, broken leg, I'm going to think I want more than that. So he refused to step down and he fell from the step of the trailer as it was being pulled away. Kind of more facts that kind of deal with reasonable defense of property and establishing your damages. Okay, so we're in our second paragraph still, third sentence. He has since been hospitalized. Very simple sentence. What does that mean? More damages, special damages. But they're not that specific and certain. Like the $65,000, we don't have an actual dollar amount. In addition, the damages can be ongoing and uncertain. So we need to kind of get a better handle of that. So we're on to our second page because we ran out of room. You're going to get lots of scratch paper. When you do sit down at the exam, I would always request more. 2 or 3 is not enough. Ask for a handful. They'll give it to you. So in our third paragraph, we're going to bring Jane in. Because of mental distress suffered when she learned of these events, Jane has been hospitalized and under the care of a physician. Once again, this sentence is broken into 3 parts. I'll go a little more quickly. Negligent, intentional infliction of emotional distress. She suffered physical bodily injury for negligent infliction of emotional distress. She's under the care of a physician. Shows some substantial damage, but yet the care might be vague. Okay, so that one paragraph had 3 potential issues. 4, and it was only one sentence. This fourth paragraph again is only one sentence. The trailer is now in the possession of finance company and is being advertised for sale. Okay, so if they've got the property, it's feasible to return the chattel. We're going to under specific performance. It's being advertised for sale. It might give us an idea of what the valuation of the damages might be, what it's worth, fair market value. Paragraph 5, finance had erroneously repossessed the Mason's trailer, believing it was the property of stranger. Okay, negligence, duty, causation, doesn't look extreme and outrageous because they erroneously repossessed. It is an invalid defense, but that's all they got, you know. So, second sentence of paragraph 5, stranger defaulted on a debt due finance that was secured by a mortgage on a trailer similar to Mason's trailer. Okay, that's once again their defense. They had a good faith mistake. They're going to raise that and they're going to lose. You establish your negligence, you establish your intentional tort, but because this fact's in there, and just because the defense won't win, and it's not part of your traditional 1 through 10, if it may, on your list of black letter law, this is the defense. Keep in mind, people in the real world are going to walk into your office and give you the reason why they did something. And if it's not on your checklist, you know, it may or may not work. But you still need to include it and let the examiner know that you saw the issue. So they pay the fair rental value of the Mason's trailer is $1,000 a month. General or special damages, once again, you know, if I am negligent in taking your trailer, okay, I can kind of see that I got to give you your trailer back and pay for anything. But what about the ongoing rent? Because they have to rent space anyways. The small section of the trailer was dented while it was in finance's possession. Just because it's small doesn't mean, you know, they should be compensated for it. It's only $500, as we're going to see right here. And, you know, this brings to light nominal damages. They did act nominal. Just throw it out there. Finance company's defense for amount of damages. We only did $500. That's all we should have to pay for. But their clothes and other personal possessions are missing from the trailer. Is this something else that they have a duty to preserve? Is this foreseeable? What's the value? Is it specific and certain? Maybe $5,000. Okay, that may be an exact amount, but what were the actual items that are missing? General or special damages. Okay, now that you've kind of broken things down in this approach, the next step is to put them into subheadings and organize it. Okay, so these subheadings are listed in the order of the facts from the fact pattern. Your job is going to reorganize it. How do you do that? Well, it's going to be based on the call of the question or your specific subject matter approach. So in torts, a lot of people start with intentional torts, move on to negligence, miscellaneous, defamation, product liability, and so on and so forth. Okay, this fact pattern deals specifically with intentional torts and negligence, so you'll eventually organize that. But for now, I'm going to show you what the proper heading should be looking like. Rather than just saying negligence and start writing and putting in multiple sentences that the grader's never going to see, we're going to bring to light exactly what your grader's going to want to see. I call this the baby jar approach. Is you're going to create a nice heading with fact and law within it for the grader to see. The silver lid that on this baby jar is the label. I see what it is because if any of you have had baby food before or seen it, it's got this gray matter in it with this no taste. Even if you taste it, you can't tell the difference between bananas or fish. Now I have a baby, and that's kind of the only reason why I know that. So think of that. Now baby food jars are small. You don't want to write a lot, so it's very important to not write more than 4 sentences per subheading. Now you can organize issues that fall under negligence or intentional tort issues if you wish. But these are the specific issues that the grader wants to see, because if you write too long, you're going to bury your issues. So we have proper plaintiffs, Bill and Jane as owner, and they're the injured parties. Their general damages of the trailer of $65,000. They took the trailer, I want it back. You know, the down payment. So our defense is I'll give you $65,000, I'll give you your $10,000 back, because that's all you put into it, and plus the payments. Okay. Dream Park's duty to stop erroneous repossession of trespassers. That's throwing it out there. Finance company's respondeat superior vicarious liability for agents' removal of the trailer. Trespass to land of the mobile home in the rental space. So you can see that we have our areas of law, fact, combined. Bill's personal injury damages of a broken leg, right? Loss of consortium while Bill's in the hospital, so we've got our issue or our law and the hospitalization. Advertised sale as established fair market value, fact, law. So you can see a pattern here. This is the final amount of the summary of all the headings. Conduct of finance companies erroneous, not necessarily extreme and outrageous. So what you can see here is over 20 issues that I've spotted. Now, in the hour that you'll be writing, I doubt you'll be able to find all of these. But if you can get between 15 and 20, that's a passable exam. In the model answers that you read for wherever you get them, they're not going to have everything. They're model answers because they were actual answers, or this is something that's ability that you can write within an hour. If you spot an issue that's not in the model answer, it doesn't mean it doesn't go in there. You just have to have the facts to support it. So if you always have your facts and law put together in a heading or write it within your paragraph, you should be okay.